Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively and as well celebrating positive news in and around Africa. My name is Dr. Kemi Akiyode Adebayo, also known as Mama K. In today's program, yes, I'm being partial and biased with this one. It's a special program where we launched the Inaugural Lawyer Akinlolu Akiyode Award for 2023. Yes, Lawyer Akinlolu Akiyode was my father, is my father. I know he's gone. He passed on last year, October, and he was born on the 26th of January 1940. So in commemoration of his birth, and as well, just celebrating his life, we decided as his children, myself representing 13 of us as children, to launch an award, putting back into the community just to basically celebrate our young people and to promote them into public speaking and leadership. So we started with Bomak College. So we had 12 young people, male and female, who basically had to make a presentation on leadership, because leadership was what Lawyer Akiyode Akinlolu was about. So LAA award was about giving back in the community and as well encouraging our young ones to go into leadership with integrity and encouraging them to be good public speakers, and focusing as well on the young female lawyer, girl child that we want to push forward more. So yes, we had 12 amazing young people contest. It was very, very interesting, and we had amazing judges led by none other than my sister, cousin, Dr. Abiola Akiyode Afolabi, and supported by Mrs. Kemi Awe, Lawyer Lawani, and of course, our PTA chair, Mr. Zubairu, and of course, by the staff of Bomak School, led by Mr. Bennett, who is our general manager. I can't tell you everything that happened, so you need to watch it. So enjoy. Mr. Bennett, the general manager, that's your seat. I don't know why you're taking a plastic chair. Please.
Let us pray. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Our Father in heaven, thank you. Thank you, Lord God, for the day of peace. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you, Lord Almighty God, for this platform. The LAA award. Father, my God, we appreciate you. Pray, Lord God, that everything we are going to do here will be successful. In the name of Jesus. Lord, in your name, we take authority over the host of darkness, all the principalities. Anywhere they are gathered against this gathering, we cancel their evil in the name of Jesus. Lord God, the host, Akiyode, and the Lawyer, Doctor, our guest, the students, commit everyone into your hands. To pray, Lord God, that you bless everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. That's Mr. Bennett. He's our general manager for Bomak School. So let's do a quick introduction and why we're here. So we're here to launch the very first event of Lawyer Akinlolu Akiyode Award. I know we kind of rushed things a little bit. It was his birthday, or it would have been his birthday on the 26th of January. He would have been 83 years old, but sadly we lost him last year, 9th of October. He is or was the husband of the proprietress, and he played an active role in the school. He was a lawyer for many, many, many years, and this is one of the ways we believe, myself and my siblings, we can remember him and his legacy. So we are starting this award first with the Bomak schools so that we can then move to other schools in the neighborhood. So it is about promoting leadership, public speaking, and at some point encouraging youth, learners like you, who might want to study law, especially girls. And I know we have a few of you who have been shortlisted for today's presentation who want to study law. However, we will be still, focusing on other career as well. Because what we're working on is making sure what he stood for. He stood for integrity, he stood for leadership, he was a good public speaker who was in court and he did a lot of work in the court. He had, he was passionate about young people, and I'll tell you a little bit more about him as we go, but we don't have time. We want to make it short and quick to some extent. So it's the first one, but we will be coming back to have another one. So we have you here, the shortlisted ones, and we have as well the other classes so that you can learn as well from what is going to happen today. It was supposed to be a debate, but we changed it into a presentation based on what your teacher and your head teacher has said. So without much further ado, let me introduce our guests, special guests. They've given their time for us today. They're really very busy people. And let me stand here so that you can see them properly from this side. So I've got my dear sister. You'll probably see we look alike. We look alike. She's my cousin's sister. In fact, she will tell you about herself and her relationship with my dad. She is a lawyer, does a lot of human rights work with young women and widows and so on. She's Dr. Abiola Akiyode Akolabi. So a round of applause. And we have next to her another special guest, and they're all going to be judges here today as well. So they're playing the role of special guests and as well as judges for today's event. So we have lawyer Lanre Lawani, who actually served under our father, Lawyer Akinlolu Akiyode, for many years before he established his own chambers as well. And we are already even talking about how we can work together with him to make sure Akinlolu Akiyode's chambers can, continue in one form or the other. So, Lawyer Lawani. And we have my dear sister, another sister. I have a lot of sisters. I call her my sake. My second friend, so sister friend, that's her. So she is Mrs. Kemi Awe. She is representing Mr. Awe as well, Wale Awe, who is one of our honorary advisors for Bomak schools. But in her own, way, she has been involved with Bomak for a long time. She has been a speaker at her graduation, and she helps run a lot of projects within schools, in Lagos. Just putting back into the community using Rubik cubes and a lot of other stuff. But she'll tell you if she feels like about herself at some point. Please, a round of applause. And then you already all know your Mr. Bennett, if you don't know. So Mr. Mokio Bennett is the general manager for Bomak Schools and one of the longest serving staff in the school. Last but not the least is our PTA chair. So Mr. Zubairu. Okay, I just want to get the name right. Thank you for being here. So Mr. Zubairu is the PTA chair and a parent in the school, and he is a special guest as well that is there with us. So we're just going to go straight into it, and I don't know whether we know. I know we have 12 shortlisted. Even though your teachers cut them to 8, but we want to give everybody an opportunity to talk. So I'm going to be the timekeeper to some extent. 3 minutes, I believe, is given to talk about leadership. Yes? Okay, so I don't know, judges and special guests, do we want to pick randomly or do we want to go in the order that they've been named? In the order. Okay. All right. So let me. So the order that is down here. So Essie Daniela, will you come forward? A round of applause for Essie. Come this way. So Essie is 15 years old, and she's in SS2. She wants to become a medical doctor. Correct? Okay. So when you're ready, Dr. Essie will be. Go ahead.
Good day, everyone. My name is Essie Daniela. I'm a bona student of Bomak College. I'm currently in SS2. I'm here to talk on the topic saying the problems associated with Nigerian leadership style. Firstly, the issues and problems of leadership in organizations in Nigeria are multifarious. These problems are not of recent, but have been there for all the ingredients for building great nations in terms of human and natural resources. The only ingredient standing between Nigeria and greatness is leadership. The selfless leadership as seen in most industrialized countries. Let's take a look at Chinua Achebe, 1983. Nigeria's master of prose. Put it very concisely, the trouble with Nigeria. That the trouble with Nigeria is simply and squarely a failure of leadership. There is nothing wrong with Nigerian land, or climate weather, or air, or anything else. The Nigerian problem is the unwillingness and the inability or to the changes of personal examples, which are the hallmarks of true leadership. The reason for the failure of our leaders is because no Nigerian leader has really been subjected to a fair contest for leadership. Nothing like the intense preparation where a potential president will go to crucible contribution and achievement that can be noticed nationwide and living a life of exemplary public spiritedness. Nigeria has had leaders who would expand public funds to give their parents befitting burials. Nigeria has had leaders who would take away millions of public funds in private coded accounts abroad. Leaders who would award national honor to undeserving people just for personal gain. The problems of leadership cuts across all types of organizations like government, public and private companies, educational institutions, the legal system, the press, the military, hospitals, and even the church. Poor leadership style have implication of all these organizations and a lot more. Unqualified persons are saddled with position of leadership and the end of its failure. Corruption in all sectors of the country is now a cankerworm that has eaten deeply into the system. No possible solution at sight as a result of poor or bad leadership. Nothing is working properly in the country right now. There is no electricity in our homes. There is no petrol to fuel our trains and cars. Sometimes motorcycle people, they stay in the filling station just because they want to fuel their motorcycles. And worst of it all is the Nigerian currency that has caused so much havoc in the country. People now buy naira for naira, and it's due to bad leadership in the present government. Now, I would like to list some problems that Nigeria is facing. Nigeria is facing corruption, Nigeria is facing poverty, long-term ethnic conflict, lack of information, impunity and lawlessness on the part of the leaders, poor administrative system, lack of ideology, system of accountability and transparency, lack of competence, economic stagnation and insecurity. There has been constant and utter lack of rule of law on the part of the government and government. Since 1999 to date, there has been a remarkable decline in the quality of leadership in Nigeria. I will list out some solutions in how we can solve the problems that Nigeria right now is facing. Leaders should not be recycled. Leaders should be chosen or elected based on merit and not based on sentiment. Leadership training should be more institutionalized in the civil service. Freedom of press should be allowed because the press, they can be defined as the fourth arm of government and are the watchdogs of the people. They are the mouthpiece of the people to the government. Leaders should learn to move away from paradigm where merely wanting power or throwing money around automatically. Leaders should learn how to obey the rules and laws in the institution, and they should be given encouragement on their strength and motivation to help them gain confidence. Enlightenment should be given properly to the leaders in order to help them set detailed goals. In conclusion, leadership requires progressive changes in attitude for the nation's for the nation's recent democracy, welfare, and well-being of the people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniela. I said that was a powerful presentation, and I believe being the first person, she did very well for me personally, because being the first is not easy. Well done. So Chioma Ezekwe, can you come forward? A round of applause for Chioma. Chioma is 15 years old. Chioma is in SS2, and Chioma wants to study law. So you're a candidate for the LAA award. All right. When you're ready, your time starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chioma Ezekwe. I'm a bona fide student of Bomak College. I am currently in SS2 art class, and I am here to talk about the qualities of a good leader. Professor Bomak described in details what he thinks makes a leader. He says, above all, a leader must be trusted and respected. So many managers believe that their position, experience, or intelligence is enough to make them a leader. That's not true. If you want to have the trust and respect of the people around you, you can't lead them. And it takes more than a title or IQ to gain true respect. According to Professor Boa, anyone who wants to lead must develop certain qualities and attributes. He defines qualities as a person's character and personality, which he admits are very difficult to learn. He describes attributes as a skill that can be learned. What are the attributes and qualities that Boa identifies? I have listed them below. 1. Trustworthiness. Boa calls this integrity in action. A leader must be honest to build the trust of people around him or her. Without trust, there is for sure no leadership. 2. Fairness. How many times have you heard about a leader who is tough but fair? It is a common term. People will respect leaders who are tough on them as long as what they demand is considered fair. 3. Listening. A strong leader is a good listener. Many managers believe that when they are put in a position of authority, they should be the one talking and giving orders. Instead, they should focus on listening even more. Managers who don't listen can't really be leaders because they won't know what's happening around them. 4. Open-mindedness. Leaders should not believe they have all the answers. Instead, they should be confident and secure enough to know more, and it would be smart to listen to what others have to contribute. 5. Initiative. Boa considers this as an attribute, not a quality, and therefore believes it can be learned. To be a leader, a person must be willing to take action. When opportunities present themselves, a leader takes the initiative and pursues them relentlessly.
My name is Precious Omeka. I'm a bona fide student of this school, and I'm currently in SS2 art class. I'm here to talk on the topic, the concept of leadership, and how we can be an effective leadership in our society today. Firstly, leaders are made, not born. If you have the desire and willpower, you can become an effective leader. Good leaders develop through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training, and experience. To inspire your workers into higher levels of teamwork, there are certain things you must be, know, and do. These do not come naturally, but are acquired through continual work and study. Good leaders are continually working and studying to improve their leadership skills. They are not resting on their laurels. The concept of leadership. Leadership is a process by which a person influences others to accomplish an objective and directs the organization in a way that makes it more cohesive and coherent. Leaders carry out this process by applying their leadership attributes such as beliefs, values, ethics, character, knowledge, experience, and skills. In United States academic environment, leadership is defined as a process of social influence in which a person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of its common tasks. Leadership, seen from a European and non-academic perspective, encompasses a viewpoint of a leader that can be moved both by communitarian goals but also by the search for personal power. As the European research Daniele Travisani states, leadership is a holistic spectrum that can arise from primal leadership, psycho-energetic leadership, macro leadership, micro leadership, project leadership, spiritual leadership. Factors of leadership, followers. Different people require different styles of leadership. For example, a new hire requires more supervision than an experienced employee. A person who lacks motivation requires a different approach than one with a high degree of motivation. Leader. You must have an honest understanding of who you are, what you know, and what you can do. Also, note that it is the followers, not the leader, who determines if a leader is successful. Communication. You lead through two-way communication. That is verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Much of it is non-verbal. For instance, when you set the example, that communicates to your people that you would not ask them to perform anything that you would not be able to do. Situation. What you do in one situation will not always work in another. You must use your judgment to decide the best course of action and the leadership style needed for each situation. Various forces will affect these factors. Examples of forces are your relationship with your seniors. What are your relationships with your seniors? Do you act like you're higher than them? The skill of your
Good day, everyone. My name is Pete. I'm currently in SSO, a qualified student of Bomak College. I'm here to talk about the quality of a good leader. Professor Bomak described it what he thinks makes a leader. He says, above all, a leader must be trusted and respected. So many managers believe that their position, experience, or intelligence is enough to make them a leader. Not true. If you don't have the trust and respect of the people around you, you can't lead them. And it takes more than a title or IQ to gain true respect. According to Professor Boa, anyone who wants to lead must develop certain qualities and attributes. He defines qualities as a person's character and personality, which he admits are very difficult to learn. He describes attributes as a skill that can be learned. What are the qualities and attributes Professor Boa identified? 1. Trustworthiness. Professor Bola called this integrity in action. A leader must be honest to build the trust of those around him or her. Without trust, there is no leadership. 2. Fairness. How many people have you heard about a leader who is tough but fair? It's a common term. People will respect leaders who are tough on them as long as what they demand is considered fair. 3. Listening. A strong leader is a good listener. How many managers believe that when they are put in position of authority, they will be the one making and giving orders? Instead, they should focus on listening even more. Managers who don't listen can't really be leaders because they won't know what's truly happening around them. 4. Open-mindedness. Leaders don't believe they have all the answer. Instead, they are confident and secure enough to know that they are confident enough to know that they don't would be smart to listen to what others have to contribute. 5. Sensitivity to people. To get people to openly share with you, they must believe you care about them as individuals and about their ideas. If you can't develop a rapport with people, you can't lead them.
My name is Maria Debo. I'm currently in SS1 and I want to study medicine, as you said. Leadership is all about influence. It's the act of influencing others in achieving set goals and objectives. Leadership is also at 3 major levels. We have the top leadership, we have the middle leadership level, and we have the lower level leadership. Ineffective leadership will surely bring an organization down to its knee, while an effective leadership will raise an organization to enviable heights. A leader is defined as a person or group of individuals that lead others to follow in order to achieve the set goals. This was defined by Economic Joshua in 2009. From a foregoing, a leader is a mandate carrier which have to deliver manifestos to his group. However, before we get to various definition and explanation of leadership, it will be proper to answer this. Are leaders born or made? This question are arguable, but you can go straight saying that leaders are born as well as made. But the most successful leaders are the ones who are made. Environmental factors count so much on the topic leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence a group of people towards the achievement of goals. This was defined by Robin Steven in 1991. And leadership is the ability to secure desirable actions from a group of followers voluntarily without use of coercion. This was defined by Beauty and Alford. John Terry in 1960 made a quote saying that leader shows the way by his own example. He's not a pusher, he pulls rather than pushes. Now we have various leadership styles. To be a leader, you must earn it. You cannot be forced, conferred, or taught. There are various styles of leadership. We have this autocratic style. An autocratic leadership style is one in which the leader doesn't consult, not put decide with his colleagues and subordinates. He drums his ready-made decision in their head. We have the laissez-faire or free-rein leadership. In this one, people are allowed or given maximum freedom with direction, control, and interference. In this kind of leadership, as the quote in which says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull guy. we have the democratic leadership. A leader or manager give other chance to participate, contribute, and exchange ideas. Believe in democratic leadership. This is also known as participative leadership. A democratic leader listens to his group and people and his associates. He cherishes, loves, and gives freedom and liberty unto his people. Thank you.
My name is Ijesha. I'm SS1. I'm a qualified student of Bomak. I'm here to debate. I'm here to debate on the topic titled Qualities of a Good Leader. Professor Bomak described in detail what he thinks makes a leader. He says, above all, a leader must be trusted and respected. So many managers believe that position, experience, or intelligence is enough to make them a leader. Not true. If you don't have the trust and respect of people around you, you can't lead them. And it takes more than a title or IQ to gain true respect. According to Professor Bomak, anyone who wants to lead must develop certain skills and attributes. It defines qualities as a person's character and personality, which he admits are very difficult to learn. He describes attributes as skills that can be admitted and learned. What are the qualities and attributes Bomak inspired? I've listed them below. These are trustworthiness. Bomak called this integrity in action. A leader must be inherently honest to build the trust of those around him or her. Without trust, there is no leadership. Number 2, fairness. How many times have you heard of a leader who is tough but fair? People will respect leaders who are tough on them as long as what they demand is considered fair. Listen. A strong leader is a good listener. Many managers believe that when they are put in a position of authority, they should be the one talking and giving out orders. Instead, they should focus on listening more. Managers who don't listen can't really be leaders because they won't know what is really happening around them. 5. Open-minded. Leaders don't believe they have all the answers. Instead, they're confident and secure enough to know that it would be smart to listen to what others have to contribute. Number 5, sensitivity to situation. Bomak says situations are created by people and must be dealt with by people. Often, a manager is put in a position where he or she has to resolve disputes or disagreements. A leader can analyze the situation, consider the feeling of those involved, make a prudent decision, and communicate effectively. It doesn't mean everyone involved will like or agree with the decision, but if the manager can display sensitivity to the people and the society and situation, he or she is likely to be an effective leader. Capability to motivate. This one in my mind is broad. Many people associate the capacity to motivate with fairly leaders or eloquent and effective speakers, and passion and strong communication sense can aid in one's ability to lead. But it takes more to motivate others. The courage of your conviction, a certain degree and confidence, and a shared purpose also are necessary to get others to follow you. These are my qualities and attributes outlined by Bomak and a great tools for all manager or leader to determine what type of leader they are.
When you're ready.
Good day everyone, my name is Ijesha and I'm in SS1 and I'm a student of Bomak College. I want to talk about a topic named leadership. Leadership is about influence. It is the act of influencing others in achieving set objectives and goals. There are 3 major levels, which are top leadership, middle level leadership, and lower level leadership. Effective leadership will surely bring organization to its knees, while effective leadership will rise organization to inevitable heights. Definition of leader and leadership. A leader is defined as a person or group of individuals that leads others to follow in order to achieve a set goal. This is defined by Joshua in 2009. From the foregoing, a leader is a mandate carrier which have to deliver the manifestos of his group. However, before we give the various definitions and explanations of leadership, it will be proper to answer this question. Are leaders born or made? This question is arguable, but we can straight away say that leaders are born as well as made. But the most successful leaders are the ones who are made. Environmental factors count so much on leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence towards the achievement of goals. This is defined by Robin Steve in 1991. Leadership is the ability to secure desirable actions from a group of followers, naturally without the use of caution. This is defined by duty and effort. A leader shows the way by his own example. He is not a pusher, he pulls rather than pushes. This is defined by George Terry in 1960. Leadership styles. To be a leader, you must earn it. It cannot be forced, conferred, or bought. There are various styles of leadership, which are autocratic style. An autocratic leadership style is one in which the leader doesn't count or co-decide with his colleagues or subordinates. He drums his ready-made decisions.
1 minute more.
There are absence of period discussions and exchange of ideas. 2. Free reign leadership is one in which people are allowed or given maximum freedom with direction, control, or interference. 3 is democratic leadership. A leader or manager gives others chance to participate, contribute, and exchange ideas. Delivers in democratic leadership is also known as participative leadership. Thank you.
Round of applause. Well done.
Good morning, sirs and ma'ams. My name is Damola Fambegbe. I'm a bona fide student of Bomak College and I'm in SS2. I'm here to speak about public speaking. Public speaking, also called oratory or oration, has traditionally meant the act of speaking face-to-face to a live audience. It includes any form of speaking, either formally or informally, to an audience, including pre-recorded speech delivered over a great distance by means of technology. Purpose of public speaking: we have persuasion, education, intervention, and many others. Importance of public speaking. Public speaking skills are useful in every area of our life, from personal to professional. Being an effective public speaker can escalate your career, grow your business, and overall improve the quality of your life. As a public speaker, you need the following skills: communication skills, leadership skills, and critical thinking skills. Communication skills: you must learn to listen, be an active and attentive listener, and it allows you to develop your communication skills. Leadership skills: many public speakers are often seen as leaders in their field. Critical thinking skills: you must also have impressive critical thinking skills. According to the University of Louisiana Studies, the definition of critical thinking is the intellectual disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating the information gathered from observation, experience, reasoning, or communication as a guide of belief and action. Now, how to improve public speaking? Number 1, pick a topic you are passionate about and an expert in. Know your audience and what they want to achieve. Be confident, don't have stage fright, bold, speak to the crowd. Take public speaking courses so you can get perfect. Practice more and more and more so you won't have mistakes. Network with other speakers so you can improve yourself and don't make mistakes anytime. Read more and improve your vocabulary to improve your English and spoken grammar. Thank you very much.
Louder.
Good day, everyone. My name is Emmanuel. I'm going to speak about leadership. Leadership is about influence. It is out of influencing others in achieving set of objectives and goals. Leadership is at 3 major levels. There is top leadership, middle level leadership, lower level leadership. Ineffective leadership will bring organization to its knees, while effective leadership will raise organization to greater heights. Who is a leader? According to a recommendation in 2009, a leader is defined as the person or group of individuals that lead others to follow in order to achieve set of goals. From the foregoing, a leader is a mandate carrier which have to deliver the manifestos of the school. However, before we give various definition and explanation of leadership, it will be proper to answer this. Are leaders born or made? This question is arguable, but we can straight away say that leaders are born and as well made. But the most successful leader is one who are made. Environmental factors count so much on leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence a group towards the achievement of goals. Leadership is the ability to secure desirable actions from a group of followers voluntarily without the use of coercion. A leader shows the way by his own example. He is not a pusher, he pulls rather than pushes. To be a leader, you must earn it. It can't be forced, confined, and but there are various styles of leadership. There is the autocratic leadership. An autocratic leader style is the one in which leader doesn't consult or co-decide with his colleagues and their subordinates. He jumps is ready, made decision in their ear. There is absence of prior discussion and exchange of ideas. Free reign leadership is one in which people are allowed to given maximum freedom, with direction, control, or interference. This kind of leader believes in a maxim that says, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Workers or a group can act and behave as it sees under this kind of leadership. Democratic leader. A leader or manager gives other chances to participate, contribute, and exchange ideas. Believes in democratic leadership. It is also known as participative leadership. Also, readers are leaders. Thank you.
Well done. Okay, when you're ready, what is that?
Good day, everyone. My name is Ibarra. I'm currently in SS2. I'm 15 years old. I am from Obi. First of all, leadership is about influence. It is the art of influencing others in achieving set objectives and goals. Leadership is also at three major levels, which are top leadership, middle level leadership, lower level leadership. Ineffective leadership, which means poor leadership, will surely bring organization to its knees, while effective leadership will raise organization to enviable heights. Definition of leader and leadership. According to Econom Joshua in the year 2009, a leader is defined as the person or group of individuals that leads others to follow in order to achieve a set goals. From the foregoing, a leader is a mandate carrier, which also means a leader is a mission carrier or vision carrier, which have to deliver the manifestos of his group, according to Econom Joshua. Before I will give the various definitions and explanation of leadership, I will be proper to answer this question: are leaders born or made? This question is arguable, but we can straight away say that leaders are born and as well as made. But the most successful leaders are the ones who are made. Environmental factors account so much on leadership. According to Robin Stephen in the year 1991, leadership is the ability to influence a group towards the achievement of goals. Leadership is the ability to secure desirable action from a group of followers voluntarily without the use of coercion, which also means without the use of force, according to Beauty and Alford. A leader shows the way by his own example, which means a leader leads by example. He is not a pusher, he pulls rather than pushes, according to John Terry in the year 1950. Leadership style. To become a leader, you must earn it. It cannot be forced,
1 minute more,
or bought. There are various styles of leadership. Autocratic style. An autocratic leadership style is one in which the leader doesn't consult or co-decide with his colleagues and subordinates. He jumps is ready, make decisions in their ear. There is absence of prior decision and exchange of ideas. Secondly, democratic leader. A leader or manager gives others chance to participate, contribute, exchange ideas, believes in democratic leadership. It also has participative leadership. A democratic leader listens to his group, his people, and his associates. He cherishes love, gives freedom and liberty. Thirdly, laissez-faire or free-rein leadership. This is the one in which people are allowed or given maximum freedom with direction, control, or interference. This kind of leadership believes in the maximum that says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull guy. Workers or a group can have and behave as it pleases under this kind of leadership.
I am currently in SS1. I am here to talk about the topic leadership. Firstly, who is a leader? A leader is a person who guides a group of people to achieve a set goal. What is leadership? Leadership is a process by which a person influences others to accomplish an objective and directs the organization in a way that makes it more cohesive and coherent. Leaders carry this process by applying their leadership attributes, such as beliefs, values, ethics, character, knowledge, experience, and skills. Leadership is both a research area and a practical skill regarding the ability of an individual or organization to lead or guide other individuals, teams, or entire organization. Leadership, seen from a European and non-academic perspective, encompasses a viewpoint of a leader that can be moved by communitarian goals, but also by the search of personal power. Factors of leadership. There are 4 major factors in leadership. Follower. Different people require different styles of leadership. For example, a new hire requires more supervision than any experienced employee. A person who lacks motivation requires a different approach than one with a high degree of motivation. You must know your people as a good leader.
1 minute left.
2. Leader. You must have honest understanding of who you are, what you know, and what you can do. 3. Communication. You lead through two-way communication. Much of it is non-verbal. Lastly, leaders are made, not born. If you have the desire and willpower, you can become an effective leader. Good leaders develop through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training, and experience. To inspire your workers in high level of teamwork, there are certain things you must be, know, and do. These do not come naturally, but are acquired through continual work and study. Good leaders continually working and studying to improve their leadership skills. They are not resting in their laurels. Thank you.
Well done, Ayakunle, our future banker or finance minister. Okay, last but not the least, we've got Fortune. Lawrence, a round of applause for Fortune. Fortune is 14 years old in SS2 and he wants to become a lawyer. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Lawrence Fortune. I am a student of Bomak College and I am in SS2. I'm here to talk about the concept of leadership. What is leadership? Leadership is about influence. It is the act of influencing others in achieving set objectives and goals. Leadership is also at three major levels. One, top leadership, two, middle level leadership, and the lower level leadership. Ineffective leadership will surely bring organization to its knees, when effective leadership will raise organization to its knees. Who is a leader? A leader is defined as a person or group of individuals that lead others to follow in order to achieve set goals, by Conan Joshua in 2000. From the above statement, a leader is a mandate carrier, also known as a vision carrier, which have to deliver the manifestos of this group. However, before we give the various definitions and explanations of leadership, it will be proper to answer this question. Are leaders born or made? This question is arguable, but we can straight away say that leaders are born and as well as made. But the most successful leaders are the ones who are made. Environmental factors comes from leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence a group towards the achievement of goals, by Robin Stevens in the year 1991. According to Duty and Alfred, leadership is the ability to secure desirable actions from a group of followers without the use of coercion. According to John Terry in the year 1960, a leader shows the way by his own people. He's not a pusher, he pulls rather than pushes. Leadership styles. To be a leader, it cannot be forced, confessed, or bored. There are various styles of leadership, known as autocratic style, so laissez-faire or free-rein leadership, and democratic leadership. What is autocratic leadership style? Is one in which the leader doesn't consult or co-decide with his colleagues and subordinates. He jumps his ready-made decisions in the air. There is absence of prior discussion and exchange of ideas. Two, laissez-faire or free-rein leadership is one in which people are allowed or given maximum freedom with direction, control, or interference. This kind of leader believes in the maxim that says, all work and no play make Jack a dull guy. Workers or a group can act and behave as it pleases under this kind of leadership. Democratic leadership. A leader or manager gives others chance to participate, contribute, and exchange ideas. Believes in democratic leadership is also known as participative leadership. A democratic leader listens to his groups, his people, and his associates. He cherishes, loves, gives freedom and liberty. Thank you.
Well done, very well done, Fortune. Well, I think that's all. Three awards that we're going to be given. One is for Best Student Public Speaker, to encourage, choosing law as a career and to improve public speaking skills development. But like we said, it is open for all professions, at the end of the day. Then, so we have a certificate where your name will be placed, and we have as well a trophy, and we have as well a medal, and as well, there's a cash prize as well. So yeah, this is serious. There's a cash prize of 10,000 each. So 10,000 each cash prize. So public speaker, you'll get 10,000, this, and a medal. And then for a best student aspiring lawyer girl, we're specific about girl because I'm a girl, and I know my father was about pushing, a girl child as well. So, and as well, I have my sister here, who is a prodigy, one of the prodigy of him, who as well fights for girls. So we want to give, one of you that. And then we've got the last one, so it's not first, second, third, it's just different awards. So the last one basically is on leadership, which is the main one, which is what we're talking about. So the best person overall in terms of leadership. So 10,000 each prize winner, a trophy, and I think at the end we will decide as well on a few things where we'll give some of you some of the gifts, but you will all get something as well. And then we'll get it. So in terms of observation, Let me start with, let's just go from this side. So, lawyer, doctor. Oh, okay, she's trying to. Are you ready, Mrs. Awe?
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Awe is ready.
Thank you very much. In terms of observation, what stood out for me in all of you, or nearly all of you, is the fact that you are not making eye contact. Most of you were just reading straight from your sheets of papers, which in public speaking is not really right. You've got to memorize the key points. Yes, you can read out the key points and then just fleshing it out, give life to your points. And, look at us, look at the judges, make eye contact. That's how you will know, or you will understand what their reaction is. So that stood out for me, not making eye contact, just reading off the sheets of paper. And then most of you, you're talking about the same thing. It's like all of you have the same documents and you're just reading out like that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Awe. But Mrs. Awe, you could give us some positive one. Those ones are the negative.
You say to that? Oh, okay. Okay, but you all did very well in your own individual way. You all did outstandingly well. This is the first time, and you can always, remember this and, build on what you've already presented. It's a nice presentation to all of you.
Yeah, thank you. Lawyer Lawani, are you ready or should we? Okay. So both positive and negative. The count.
Can I have all of you? No, not of those who made the letter. Okay. Fine. Your jacket, or jacket sort of say, they all have buttons, right?
Yes.
With the exception of few of you, who left your jacket unbuttoned. That is not proper dressing for school. Understand? And that definitely is going to affect your score concerning appearance. Then secondly, some of you, this is a good thing to use nice vocabulary, but be sure of the meaning. You understand? I noticed that some of you use vocabulary that will not correlate with the statement you are making at all. Except except the first presentation. Well, I'll be specific about that so that you make corrections. Later, you don't make that kind of mistake. Later, you check the meaning of the word you are using before you use it. You understand? Your name is what?
Daniela.
No, the first.
It's Daniela.
Okay. Use the word ingredients almost about 5 times. Check very well again. They do not correlate with the statement you are making there. You understand? You check. Be sure of your English. There's nothing wrong in you using simple. It's about communication. If you are using babuslimi with vocabulary I don't understand, if I'm a marker, I will just mark you 0. I'm not going to waste my time checking the English language. Use the simple words. Basically, like I said, I am impressed with this young man. His appearance is just cute. You understand? Important. Jacket are not for fun. They are not for fun, especially you girls. You've got to button up. And I think this is an indictment on the teachers too. You are supposed to sanction them for not dressing properly. It's an improper dressing for them not to button up at their premises. You have all tried. You understand? Even if, like she rightly said, you read extensively from your text, but for purpose of your age, that is not unexpected anyway. But then, the fact that you wrote this presentation down, some of you even have them printed out, means that you have had prior knowledge of them. You should have gone through them about 2, 3, 4 times. Even if you are going to look at them sparingly, eye contact, maintain it. You don't even want to know how we are feeling when you are reading. You kept on, you just as if, okay, you are reading books. You understand? No, that is not what a public speaker should do. Be careful, eh? Kudos to all of you. You've done well for your ages. You've done well. You understand?
they're all being fair. They can't sugarcoat anything for you because this is internal. So we need to make sure that even when we go external, we're able to, you're able to compete properly. So, Dr. Afolabi Akiyode Afolabi.
Okay, give yourself a round of applause. Now, as you were speaking, I remember and I recall that when I was like you, I was a debater. So I do a lot of public speaking and I still do that up till now. And I know it's not easy to stand in front of a crowd to speak. But I saw all of you came out boldly, to speak, so I kudos to you all for that. Everyone gets here and you can come in front of a crowd and even if you have what you want to read before you can forget. You don't know that. So all of you did well. You came out, you spoke to those issues, even if you are reading it. I think they asked you to come and present. I'm speaking like a lawyer now. You asked them to come and present. So what they did was to present. Give yourself a round of applause. You can ask them to come and debate. Then we would expect them to come and speak extempo. And I know you can do it. Can't you do it? You tell them to come back and do that. You know whether they will do it. So let me say, I am very well impressed by everyone. And because I sit back here and I listen to you. And I see also that you did a little bit of research. Everybody was quoting Boa, yeah? And I'm asking, is Boa the only person who wrote about leadership? And who is Boa? There are also leaders in Africa. There are leaders that we could have also quoted, who can. And we have, Awolowo said a lot of things about leadership, so we could have brought it down, to the level that would also help you to understand about the history. But I'm sure, I teach in a university, and I want to tell you, this is good. Sometimes even as people who are, it shows the quality of education that the Bomak school is giving to you. Please, let's give our teachers a round of applause. Hello. It's not in all private schools that you come and you see you are so eloquent. You are so eloquent. So even if you are reading it, you are saying it out. You are not missing your words. And you are able to, at least I got something. I put you guys on Twitter. Some of you were speaking and I said to her, I'm sending them out, let the world see what young people can see. So I was impressed with the way you analyze the issue. Yes, there might be challenges. But this is the first start. So the first start, so what our sister and our brother told you now is, even if you are reading, let the person, eye contact is very important. Because eye contact, see those people who read news, they are reading. Do you know that they are reading? Every time we don't know, but they are reading it. But you have to first read it before you say it, so that at least, as soon as somebody takes your notes from you, would you be able to say any other thing? Do you understand? So you must be able to also still say something. If somebody says, oh yeah, bring that note and just tell me what you have there. And so that's the point they are raising. That you need to read in such a way that you'll be able to put your position across. So, but by and large, I want to give kudos to every one of you. Yes, the dressing is important. So next time, make sure you dress Bomak. You know how to dress Bomak? Dress neatly and clean. So thank you very much and well done for what you have done.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Akiyode Afolabi there. Those are three judges. I want them to start, putting the marks. While they're doing that, Mr. Zuberi, please, is there any advice you want to add, observation as well to what they said? Please, feel free.
Thank you very much. I don't have much to say. So, all the students performed very well. This one has shown that, to know that these teachers, they are working very hard. So, during the time in the secondary school, I don't believe I can come out with this level to face Ojela. So, And my only observation is that for them, when you are in public speaking, you'll be demonstrating. Observe people when you are facing an interview. But some people, if you are losing eye contact, they will miss their thought. You'll be looking above of the head. So if the person is silent, you will just be like maybe you are saying one, but you are looking at the eye. So please, I will use this opportunity to plead to the management of this school. If you can, on the welfare, if people can use this opportunity to upgrade the teachers, they perform very well. Excellent performance.
I guess that's why you are PTA chairman now. Well, if they told you well, they were just giving more money in January. Abi, it's not enough. Well, we will keep seeing what we can do. If we get more people, more learners will continue to do more. Our GM, Mr. Bennett, I need you to just say any, observation and remarks as well.
Good day, everyone, once more. I wouldn't want to say much because I'm one of those who taught the children all this. So, but the observation, like other speakers have said, eye contact, the dressing, and some other minor things, but however, they tried because it was really an impromptu presentation. We just got it last week. It was formally a debate, and we discovered that within a week, the children will not be able to present a debate. So I told the EMD that we have to change it to a presentation. So it was yesterday that we changed it to presentation, from debate to presentation. And so I think they have really tried, because yesterday, it was not even the morning yesterday, it was in the afternoon that we gave them the sheets of papers. So they really tried.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. Let me now just round up with my own additional observation. I think most of it has been said, but let me start with the negative ones, as well. I am very particular about not just appearance, but about how you even just compose yourself. Like now you're doing that. Like now you're doing that. Like now you're, if how you compose yourself is important at any point in time. When your teachers are speaking to you, when your parents at home are speaking to you, not. This is all part of it. This is all part of it. When somebody is speaking to you, the easiest way is either your hands in front of you or your hands behind you. It's easier that way. Not if you're doing this like you want to come and fight me. Yeah? So all those matters. And I could see, like, the GM said, and our honorable sister, said it as well, that you were told to do a presentation, not a debate. But I saw some of you still made it a form of debate. And not only that, you actually, and like Lawyer Lawani pointed out somebody, I'm going to point out someone as well for me that stood out, amongst all of you. In terms of not just presentation, yes, maybe she used certain words that were not supposed to be, but in terms of even the content of what she was saying, solutions, event, the moving around, using the space, that she was given. You were not told to stand still. You can, you should move. And I think that's what Mrs. Ray was talking about. You were not told, unless we told you, okay, this is where you should stand and don't move, then fine. We didn't give you that. So some of you use your space, even though reading and so on. But some of you just do it like they said, In fact, at one point I switched off. Because even if you're saying the same thing everybody is saying, you can sing the same song in different ways, and it can sound differently. So I needed that. I could see that yes, you were using almost similar materials. However, you needed to make it yours. And I think that was what some of you didn't do. You didn't make it yours. So you were still just repeating the same thing, whereby it all was just sounding like a record that was, you know. So, but for me, Miss Daniela, could you stand up? A round of applause for Miss Daniela. Not only the fact that, yes, okay, yeah, you didn't dress, so it's fine, don't worry. We know economic issues, buttons might be off. These are things that GM you have to pay attention to, you know, as well, you know, with dressing. Buttons being off and so that will score you less points. But you were the first, and being the first person could even just turn you totally nervous. But you were not. She just floored it, and for me, I think by the fourth person, I'm not lying, I was switched off. I was just forcing myself to pay attention because I was thinking somebody will raise the bar again. Somebody will raise the bar, you know, but it didn't happen. So please, a round of applause for her. She did very well. Yes, she wants to do medicine. If you end up studying medicine, fine. Whatever career you study, you will excel, you know, in it. And this is what this is about for all of you. How can you excel in whatever profession that you might decide to take? So you can take a seat. As well, I think something else for me, I'm just going to finish there and then we'll see. I will collate the scores, or I don't know. Okay, have we got them? Okay. Oh, it's done. Oh, our judges are working. So while they're doing that, so let's see. I'll just see what else, you know, while they're finishing on that. This is the first of many, and I know, yes, your teachers and the heads and so on did their best under the time they were given, although I still feel they were given a bit of time, but that's debatable because it was 6:20, before 26, Mr. Celestin, that we spoke about this at the virtual meeting, because my father's birthday was on the 26th, and I think it was a week before. But I think other things happened along the way, and you guys ended up being given a very short notice. But kudos to everyone. Well done, you know, and give yourself a round of applause. Now, let me go to our audience here. You know, what classes are you in? SS1, 2 and 3. 2 and 3, okay. 2 and 3. Okay, where is our 3? SS3. SS3, stand up. Okay. So at the moment, do you guys know what you want to choose, what you want to do, you know, in terms of career?
Yes.
What? Speak up. A surgeon. A journalist. Public admin. Okay, administrator. Okay, all right. So, what advice, because they're your juniors, what advice would you give to them as encouragement? Just one. Oh yeah, very quickly. You have to think on your feet, whatever you're doing. So,
They should be more hardworking.
They should be more hardworking. Okay, all right.
They should be responsible and useful.
They should be responsible and useful. Okay. Okay. So you should focus more on your books and play less. Do you do all what you said? Yes. Oh yeah, just say do as I say, not as I do. Well, they're all good points. So thank you. Well done. You can take a seat. Anybody else that wants to say anything in terms of observation? Who stood up for you out of 12 of them? Sure. Young man. Yes. So say your name and what class? And?
I'm SST.
SST.
To me, it's Miss Daniela still at that.
Okay. All right. And why?
She has the confidence in her when she was speaking.
Okay. So a confidence in the way she was speaking and her delivery. Okay. Thank you, young man. Yes, you. Your name? You introduce yourself.
My name is Setonde.
It's part of learning for you as well.
My name is Setonde and I'm an SST.
Okay.
To me, everyone did very well because not everybody has the courage to do this.
Right. Okay, thank you. Let me hear a female voice. Couple, there. SS2.
Yeah, to me, everyone is very wonderful.
And what stood out in what they said? What is leadership? I mean, you heard the definition of leadership like 10 times. So what is leadership? Okay. All right. Who is a leader?
Encourage others to do what is right.
A round of applause for her. You see, she thought on her feet. There is no wrong or right answer. So what she's saying is a leader is a person who encourages others to do what is right. Thank you. Take a seat. But the fact that you didn't freeze, like she said, whereby you are asked to say something and nothing is coming out of your mouth. So always be prepared. I was a girl's guide. So I've been told as a girl's guide, you always be prepared. You don't know when you need to stand up and talk. Whether you're shy, whether you are, whatever it is, your personality, but you should be able to talk. So let me stop there. And while we were talking, our dear Dr. Abiola Akiyode actually got a nomination sent to her for International Women's Day, where she's going to be nominated as an outstanding leader. Just while we were here. We're talking about leadership. So it shows how, whatever you do it with passion, do it with confidence, with love. Have integrity. Have integrity. That's one of the core values of Bomak. Respect each other. Be honest about things. You guys said all the right things there. But make sure when you find yourself in the position of leadership, you practice all what you said. Are leaders born or made? What are the qualities of being a leader? Let it not be just on paper. Let it be about practical. Practical. Okay, and I'm hoping our teachers too that taught you as well, they are taking all those things on board. You are all leaders in your own way. All right? So now we're going to see who, and maybe we'll start with all of you first. Can I share a little bit? Yes, please. Come on.
Okay, I want to speak to you again. Yeah, also probably because I do a lot of public speaking. Sitting here, I think the last call I picked here is the TVC, the television. Yes, okay. So the call I picked here, they were talking to me about speaking on their television on election day. Okay, so this is what I do most of the time. So which is about speaking in public about different issues. So I speak on election, I speak on law, I also speak as a teacher in the class. So I've been in the class this morning. If you don't have the ability of public speaking, you can also not be a good teacher. I know none of you said you want to be a lecturer. You did say you want to be a professor. Because our reward is in heaven. But it's okay. But I'm sure maybe as you grow up also you would come into that light that you can be a lawyer, you can also have a PhD in law. So that gives you a higher, authority more than just being a lawyer who goes to court. You're a senior advocate of Nigeria. Are you aware? The vice president is a professor of law. So meaning that it's already a lawyer, then he became a professor of law, and then he became a senior advocate of Nigeria, then became a vice president of the country. So that's possible. You can also be a medical doctor and you go in that light. Possibly a medical doctor, then you become a professor of medicine, and then you can be anything that you want to be. So, but I just want to tell you, I started speaking when I was 13. When I was 13, do we have 13-year-old here? Who is 13? Any one of you? I think you're 14 or 13.
The youngest guy.
He's 13?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, good. Just give it up. I started speaking in public when I was 13. And during that time, I think it was the time when there were a lot of issues happening in Africa. And they had invited us to look at one very abstract thing. They called it yellow journalism. And it was the time when we have military government. And the military was arresting, putting people in detention and all of that. And they wanted us to speak about that. So meaning that you have to do research. So you can't come out speaking. Beyond what your teachers gave you, you need to also read about it. And I could recall that my father played a very huge role in that regard. I go back home and I say I want to go for a debate. You know? So he asked me to do it first. So I got to a level that when I get to the debate scene, I am an actress. I would act at the debate scene because that will also attract attention. Because you need people, as you are speaking, they should be clapping. It's helping you to get more marks. So if I start, I'll say, good morning, Mr. Chairman, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abiola Akiyode. You know, everybody will scream, you know, and later on they started calling me confidence. So when I come on stage, everybody keep quiet, you know, and it encouraged me to be whoever I am today. Because I've been talking when I was 13. So I won the entire debate for your state. You know, so as at age 14, I was already on television as a winner of the debate. You know, so I grew up like that and then became a lawyer. You know, so my ability also, I became the first leader of the Students' Union in Ife. It's part of public speaking. Because for you to be a Students' Union president, you must be a public speaker. You must be an orator. You must be able to convince people. You must be able to talk to people. Okay? And that has been. So by in 1999 I won the Defenders Award. Because becoming a lawyer, then I started defending people. It's part of public speaking. Okay? I started defending people. So by 1999 I won the International Defenders Award by the United Nations. And it has been like that as a result of public speaking. So there's no limitation. My father is not rich. Hello? My father was not a lawyer. Okay? Our father is a lawyer, but mine was not a lawyer. Do you understand what I mean? So he doesn't have a lot of money and all of that. But I have confidence. Okay? So you can be anything you want to be. You know, irrespective of where you are coming from. Okay? So you can climb, you can aspire, you can change the world. Today, there are places that I have been to that a lot of people have not been to. Okay? So because now you now have the confidence, now you can speak. Now you can be who you want to be. And my academic, I didn't allow it. You know, we continue going. Okay? You leave this place, wherever you are, if you are in the university, they must know that this boy came from Bomak. Hello? Hi. Because you then become the ambassador of the school. More people will be coming to Bomak because of you. You know? You might have gone somewhere and they saw the way you were communicating. They will come and ask, "Okay, which school is your daughter going?" And they will say, "She's going to Bomak." Are you not adding value? So even at your level, you can add value to the school. So what my sister is doing today is to expose you to that. And it's going to become much more competitive. Abi? After this one, this is local race. Yeah? This is among yourself. So our dream is to make it like a big time Lagos State thing. So you are still going to go out there. So just don't see it as a step. So I appeal to all of you. My uncle was my mentor. Hello? I recall when I was in primary 3, they asked me, what do you want to become? I said I want to become a lawyer. And I spelled it out. They said, okay, spell what you want to become. I said Loyar. And everybody started laughing. You know, and my uncle was laughing, saying, is that how to spell it? You know, so he taught me how to spell it. But I add that to mind. I entered Ife. I was studying English. I was in year 4. I went back to year 2 to read law. Do you understand? So that's about ambition. Once you know where you are going, please don't go back. So I am happy to be here today because my uncle is our legend. He is someone that, and he tells us education is important. He's always interested in your education. I can tell you so many people that he paid for their school fees, including my brothers. when they were in the university. He paid for their school fees until when they graduated. I was not working. My mother was not, So he paid for their school fees until when they graduated. So, and that's why his legacy is very important. So when my sister told me about this, I had a class this morning, 8 to 9:30. Immediately I left the class, I said, I have to be here, to honor our daddy. And also to honor this is my sister. She's a special sister. When I grow up, I want to be like her. Very energetic. She's a leader. When they ask you the definition of those beautiful attributes of a leader that you have talked about, this is my sister that you are talking about. She embodies it. She leads all of us, and I've always been looking up to her. When we were young, when I was staying with them, she was a great inspiration, and she's still an inspiration up to today. I ask her every time, how do you manage? How do you do all this? So the leadership we are talking about, you can see the leadership here. So I want to thank you. In the presence of everybody, I want to say thank you very much for the leadership you have given to someone like me. Maybe I won't be who I am. If I don't in the course of my life meet someone like her that says, keep going, you can get it done. Keep going, you can get it done. So for what you have done to me and to a lot of other people that I know, I want to say thank you. And that is exactly what she's doing here. She had to travel all the way from South Africa to come here today to make sure that this happens. It's not a job. It's for somebody who believes in impacting in the lives of others. So I want to thank you, Auntie Kemi, for all what you do. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, all right. She wants to make me cry. They told me that I can cry a river. So, but it is well. It is well. I am humbled, for your kind words and that motivational talk. People pay to see her. As in, you go to an event and you pay, to see her. So whatever she's giving you now, find one to hold on to, away. And same thing as well with Mrs. Awe, same thing with Lawyer Lawani. So thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate our PTA chairman. I know we're meeting officially here for the first time. However, we are counting on you with helping us, with our Parents Teachers Association, and we want to see more of this because this is more about, yes, academics is good, but we need all those soft skills for our children to be able to stand out, like she said, become Bomak's ambassador out there. So thank you, and thank you. A round of applause to all our teachers who have been working behind the scenes and have been helping to now they just given a role. Tofumi, who is about doing his own jam as well. And let me tell you something about this young man. He's my nephew, as I'll call him, because it's my cousin's son, so he's my nephew. He aspired to become a pilot. Last year, I'm sure it's probably embarrassed that I'm saying this, but I'm using this as a case study for you guys because I've been having that talk with him as well. He wanted to become a pilot. My husband is a pilot, although he doesn't fly anymore. And I think different family members were pushing him that he should become that and so on. So in the end, he didn't register for JAM. But while there, I only just found this out while having conversations with him. While there, I now asked him when I came, I said, what are you now doing? So what did he do? He didn't just wait. Some of you might have seen him when he was younger. How many years ago? 5 years ago? I saw he had a gift with taking pictures. And I remember I just gave him my camera and said, oh yeah, start taking pictures. And he took. And since then, I'm not saying I'm the reason for that, but I'm saying through that, and for me, he went to now push himself while waiting to push himself to do training in photography. He's thinking of doing graphic. He started up his own business. He's not there yet, but he started up his own business while waiting. And he's going to do his JAM next month. And I was asking him, so what do you want to do? He already said, okay, I want to do industrial maths. I want to do this, but what do you want to? He already has plans to develop a multimedia, business. So what I'm saying is, and he's pushing himself.
use your phone right. For those who have phone, he uses his phone. He will edit. He edited a picture on it, and I'm like, wow. Use your phone to develop yourself, to build yourself, not just for gossip or to find out about the latest Kardashian, Big Brother, you know, and all that. There's so many things you can do with your life and your mother's phone or your father's phone that could improve yourself. Google is your friend. Anything you want to learn, you can learn on it. So he's now, and I now told him, okay, I need, you know, you to come. I went to do an interview with a school owner on Tuesday. I need you to get to my house at first time. That was the first test I gave him. He didn't realize it was a test. He got there before time. And you know Nigerians were late comer, African time, Nigerian time. So what I'm trying to tell you is skills, some skills you need to start learning. Look at they got here before me. They actually got here before me, even though we said the event started at 11. They got here before me. Preparation. So what I'm saying is those are all the things as well. Because everybody is getting late or whatever does not mean you need to copy that as well. If you're told to get to school on time, get there 10 minutes before, not at whatever time, start rushing in. Those are all life skills that will help you at school, in your career, where your bosses will start seeing the difference in you. That wow, this person gets to school or gets to work early, leaves late, you know, all those things. And you're doing it for yourself, not even just for your boss. You're doing it for yourself. It's a discipline you are putting upon yourself. So anyway, I'm going to stop there because I can talk for Africa. Let me stop there. The time is going. People have a long way to still go. So now let's do the presentation. And but before we do the presentation, we are going to cut the cake. You guys are going to share it. We're going to take pictures. We are going to give you, I think for all of you that took part in the this is your everybody gets this. Okay. So all of you get this so that you don't feel you haven't gotten anything. And then now we're going to start with the award for public speaking. So if I could get Mr. Lawyer Lawani, if you could come forward to help me give the public speaking, and we're going to take pictures and use that as a background. So I want you to announce, if you come first here. It's been a tough one. They put it in an order. It's been a really tough one. So public speaking. Okay. I want you to read the name. And if you're called, then you come out.
Master Ababa Femi Ayokule.
Please, I turn it around. Okay, photos. Wow. And I think we need all the other PTA and everybody, please, for the group picture. Mary. Wow. Mary. And it gets 10,000 naira as well. Okay, have you got everybody?
Baba Femi.
Oh my God.
alone as well. Take him alone. Okay, the next award.
Stand up, stand up for the champion, stand up, stand up for the champion,
Okay, so now for the best students.
Okay, for the best students, silence please, thank you. For the best students, aspiring lawyer, girl. And the winner is Ezekwe Chioma.
And the first to become a lawyer.
Stand up.
stand up for the champion, stand up. Oh, you both right.
And she gets 10,000 naira and okay, all right. Congrats. Take care alone. Alone. And then our final. And then our final.
I know you won't cry.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Mom.
What's in there? Everybody clap for yourself first. You are all the best, but we have to choose one person, as the best. So, this is Lawyer Akinlolu Akiyode Award. LAA Award. Everyone say LAA Award. LAA Award. So, for the best students in leadership, the name is... Can you give me water, please? Alright, so can I call on
I'm now here just for us to close the whole event. I'm here with Mama, who is a learner at Bomak College, and she wants to become a journalist in future. Maybe this might be the first time for her to say something here. But Mama, how has today been for you?
Wow, today has been nice. It's been grateful. The students did tried. They were interesting. They were inspiring. They do taught us a lot of things, and kudos to them.
All right. So what grade are you in? What class?
XS3.
XS3. So have you started applying for your next level? What have you done so far?
I've been putting in practice, and I'm looking forward to become a great person.
Okay. And how has your experience been with Bomak College?
Oh, it has been nice. It has been great because Bomak has been a very educating and inspiring school. And I wish, still being in Bomak, I'll surely become a great person in the future.
Awesome, you will be. So let's close that now with you sharing any short message to everybody that we're going to close. What message do you want to share?
Well, to everyone, I just pray that you all should see Bomak as a very great school and look up to Bomak because it's a place where every child is supposed to be. So, good luck to Bomak.
Well, that's it for us today from Bomak College. What's the motto for the school? Look at it, look at it. A good starter succeeds life. So yes, that's it for LAA Awards 2023, but we will be back. I don't know when yet, but be back better, stronger. Okay, I've got my assistant, my manager telling me what to do behind. Bye bye. Wow, amazing. It was a long day for everybody that took part. Wow, powerful speeches by those young ones. Although yes, like the judges gave them feedback and points about looking, at the audience and the judges when they're speaking and making the presentation their own and a lot of other things. But it's the first of many, and we're hoping, to go into other schools in the Ijesha area of Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria, so that we can have LAA award all over the Surulere area, focusing on the Ijesha Tedo Itire area specifically. So I know it's going to get tougher, like the judges, reminded the young ones, but this was the first one, and kudos, well done to Mr. Bernard and his team, Mr. Celeste, Mr. Bamijoko, Miss Dominic, Miss Agu, Miss Obiakazi, Miss Idu, I don't want to leave anybody out either, and a lot of other people who were part and parcel of making this first one, one of the best for us, in terms of commemorating and remembering Lawyer Akinlolu Akiyode, who was and stood for leadership and integrity and a principled man. May his soul continue to rest in peace. And yes, wow, I can go on. That young boy, Miss Essed, who wants to become a medical doctor, who won the overall, leadership, public leadership award, amongst them. She's only 15 and in SS2, and I know she's got her for wonders. We had to even double our cash prize to 20,000 naira just to encourage her, and the trophy and the certificate and the medal. And then Chioma, who was our best aspiring to be lawyer girl child, who wants to become a lawyer and is 15 as well, and in SS2. So we're looking forward to following your story, Chioma. And our youngest, interestingly, he was not even shortlisted initially, for this, but he won public speaking. Our dear Mr. Babafemi, who is only 13 years old and in JS1. So he wants to go into banking and finance. And we will be following his story as well to see how it gets on. So we wish them all the very best. Thank you to all our parents, for supporting us and our children in all that they do and just giving them that space to be more of themselves. Even though, yes, the area we focus on is a low-income community, however, we know most of our parents and our staff as well, they put their excellence in all that they do. So they do so much, trying to make sure that our children get excellent education, because yes, they are indeed the future leaders of tomorrow. Well, that's all we've got time for today. This is Mama K signing off, saying stay safe, stay blessed, love you all. God bless.